Hello and welcome to another mod showcase. With the Discord server up and running, it's easier for me to get suggestions and video requests from subscribers. With that in mind, check the description for a link to join the server. The first video request in the new server was the Rabbit Hole, a 50-floor dungeon challenge mod. Once you've installed this mod, you're given a fast travel point to just outside Falkreath. This is, as I'm sure you've guessed, the entrance to the Rabbit Hole. This mod has one extremely simple goal: wipe out the hordes to advance to the next stage. Every 5 stages, expect a jump in difficulty, ranging from higher level enemies, more spawns, and more advantageous positioning for them. Also expect more traps the further you go. But before you begin, and I really can't stress this enough, make 2 save files. One to overwrite as you go further in, and the other so you can escape if you're really struggling. This is a very long and difficult dungeon, and true explorers have to make it the entire way through. Although, if you need any help with this, there is a walkthrough. This will tell you exactly what to expect, where to go, and even where to look for any of the special Easter eggs, keys, and collector's items that you may want to pick up. I will also leave a link for that in the description below. But back to the mod. The Rabbit Hole genuinely is huge. My first run through took about 5 hours, but I was having a good rummage and trying to appreciate some of the level design. It's easily got some of the most innovative level designs, my favourite of which had me feeling like my character had shrunk. The author has written so much with map design, and it really does tell a story. Specifically, the story of Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll, which has been adapted into many movies such as Alice in Wonderland or Alice Through the Looking Glass. But now it has been adapted into a mod. And the inspiration from this novel is really apparent and appreciated. Everything feels a little topsy-turvy and strange, but in an incredibly positive way. To say this mod is trippy is a vast understatement. To find everything, you need to look on the ceiling, the walls, under a potion, behind some rocks or pillars, or just everywhere in between. Any thought you have, don't ignore it, however strange you might think it is. There's always something else to look for, mini Easter eggs, things to collect and see along the way. Take your time and enjoy what's happening around you, because you won't find anything else like this on Xbox. Beyond design though, the enemies feel like they ramped up in a really satisfying way. At the start I could carve my way through the masses and move on quite freely. But the further I delved, the more strokes it would take to win, the more I had to think, adapt and be tactical. And this is a really key feature of how this dungeon makes you feel. It keeps you on your toes the entire way through it. As soon as you think you've got it worked out, you have to re-evaluate. Monsters that had a minimum level of 0 at the start climb all the way to a minimum level of 60, meaning you have to be seriously prepared for every single encounter. This mod is going to be a genuine test of your abilities, especially if you're enhancing your combat difficulty with it as well. The mod author, Jedi Borg, has even managed to make each playthrough feel a little different, which makes it fun to play multiple times. This is great when you consider that the dungeon actually resets twice a day, which makes it a place that you can visit whenever you just want something to do. This is extremely rare in Skyrim, as usually you have to wait weeks to revisit a dungeon, and even then the experience can feel a little empty when you do. But beyond replayability and hours of actual trippy, mad, insane fun, we also get a ton of extra features as well. 10 tiers of combat challenges, increasing in difficulty every 5 stages. 28 unique new weapons which suit the crazy that this mod brings. We also get 15 unique new enemies, 4 new followers, 3 fetch quests giving you more to do whilst inside the dungeon, and finally 2 new spells. This mod genuinely gets intense, it's just not for the faint of heart. Milk drinkers need not apply. I know I'm going to be keeping this in my order as a proving ground for new spells, weapons and armours. It's going to be where I train and find a challenge in the late game. Expect to see instances of this dungeon in future videos. With all of this added in, you're probably expecting a huge file size, but once again that's just not the case. As it largely uses vanilla assets, you'll find it's an extremely manageable 6.3 megabytes, meaning it'll be very easy for most people to find the room. This also means that your retextures will take effect, keeping the aesthetic in line with how you want your game to look. And on that, I'm going to go and delve deeper into the dungeon and see what I can find. If this has been helpful, I would, as always, appreciate those likes, comments and of course subscriptions. To join the discussion, come and join us over in the Discord server. All of the links are available in the description. I'd love to know how far you've gotten through this dungeon and what experiences you've had. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.